This is Secret America.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Jack Danger along with Jay Gatling, and we have a lot to get to today. We have the Democrat Socialist plan to destroy America. We have actually found the plan, Jay. We're going to pull it out for everybody to see. It's not just an abstract idea. They actually want to destroy America, and we actually know how they are going to do it. Real quick, though, I want to talk about our sponsor, Max Associates, the #1 place for USA Pride gifts and patriotic apparel, maxassociates.etsy.com. Scan the QR code at the top right or go to maxassociates.etsy.com. You can get 20% off your order and free shipping anywhere in the United States. You cannot beat that. I mean, they've got everything you could possibly want. This is America 250, the 250th anniversary of America. And you got the 2026 midterms coming up. Show America where you stand. Show the liberals, the Democrats, the socialists where you stand. maxassociates.etsy.com. Also, it is true. My book is out, By Design, The First Black President. It is a political thriller that it's a cinematic political that comes from the point of view of the conspiracies that you heard about Obama. It comes from that point of view of the conspiracies being the reality. It plays like a movie in your head. You can check out on Amazon. It has all 5-star reviews now. It's up to, I think, like 11 5-star reviews, lots of orders and everything. So secretamericalive.com is where you can check it out. All right, Jay. So the first thing, before we even talk about what's going on in Spain, I mean, that's insane, but that's also part of the plan. That's also part of the socialist plan. But the first thing is this. Okay, this right here is the Socialist America platform. This is their plan to destroy America. They want to replace the president, and this is a well-documented plan too. This isn't something like that we're just saying or making up. This is their plan. They actually put this out. They want to replace the president and SCOTUS, by the way, and SCOTUS, because SCOTUS is your last form of defense. It's the last form of defense for the Constitution. So they want to get rid of it. Listen to this. They want to abolish the Senate, but expand the House of Representatives. What the hell does that mean? What the hell is that going to do? That's just weird. Okay. Ranked choice voting. We all know how that ends up because the Democrats cheat. So then it ends up being a Democrat against a Democrat. Washington, D.C. statehood. That don't make no damn sense.
I'll explain that. I have a theory on that and expanding the House. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And they want to defund the Department of War, end ICE detention, deportations, and obviously amnesty for illegals. Jay, tell me, I want to know we know why they want to replace the president and SCOTUS, because those are the last lines of defense against the Constitution. But why abolish the Senate and then expand the House? What the hell does that mean?
I think because the House is based on population. That's why.
Because the Senate also based on population?
Every state gets 2 senators.
Every state gets 2 senators.
Every state gets 2 senators. So that doesn't matter.
Really thought about that.
Population on the House matters. So the blue states have, if they flood blue states or any state for that matter with more immigrant, migrants or
why are there senators then, Jay? What's the point of a senator? Why are there senators then?
Well, because that's the deliberative body of the legislative branch.
But why? Why not just base it all on population, or why not base none of it on population? Just give every state 2 people.
Well, that's because that's a representative republic. That's why it's a representative republic. Like it's based on. That's why more states with electoral votes too. With the president, the more population you have, the more electoral votes you have for president.
Why 2 sets of representatives though?
Well, I think I'm going to say it could be another check and balance where it's got to go through one, and then the other one has to deliberate it also to try and make it that it's not easy. Legislation's not easy. It's not supposed to be. Sometimes it's too hard. It's ridiculous, but it's not supposed to be easy to be able to get things through. And the Senate has different rules,
brother.
But the Senate has different rules from the House. And the House,
yeah,
different.
Of course.
So I think it's part of the process. And I think but one was based on straight representation. The problem with the Senate is that it used to be, I think it's the 17th Amendment, which took it away from senators used to be appointed by the state. It wasn't, they could be removed.
I think that's a good thing that it took it away from.
I don't think so.
I don't want governors appointing shit.
No, I think I kind of think it was better that way, where
Oh,
they
no.
could be removed easier, like if they're not doing a damn job.
They can be removed easier, but then the governors
Yeah.
can also put in the worst type of
There,
people.
well, there was
You
there
know
was,
the Democrat governors, Jay.
but
Take a
there
look.
was
Look out over there in Kentucky. That's why they don't want Mitch McConnell coming off the ventilator because of what's
well, I
going on
mean,
in Kentucky with Andy Bashir.
well, Bashir, yeah, well, Bashir. I got to look at Kentucky. He could appoint if it goes past a certain date, right? Then they don't have to have a special election or something.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we have to look
June
at
13th.
exactly
It was
that.
actually July 13th. It's already past that
I
date.
thought it was August. I thought it was
I
August.
heard it was July 3rd, but anyway, it doesn't matter.
Go ahead.
They're holding him on the ventilator because they don't want him to appoint somebody else because it's going to be probably a horrible Democrat that they appoint.
Oh yeah, well, obviously he would appoint somebody terrible. Yeah, I don't know any doubt about
That's
that.
why I think
But-
the Senate should be voted in, not
Well-
appointed. Because then you get this: you get Andy Bashir, you get Gretchen Whitmer, you get Gavin Newsom.
Well, but you
don't
also
want
get
these
Ron.
Mike Wolf.
You also get Ron DeSantis. And
You can, but for every Ron DeSantis, there's a Tim Walz out there.
Yeah, no, there is no doubt about it. But there were other things that went into it, but I'm not. I'd have to look into it further. But even that aside, the reason I think they want to keep the House is because we based on population, and
That
you know
makes
what they're going to
sense.
do? They're going to flood the
sense.
country with illegals.
That makes
And-
sense, and that's
and
why they want
Washington-
amnesty for illegals.
And Washington statehood is for that also, and they'd also want to probably do Puerto Rico.
Well, it's funny because I'm not a huge fan of Owen Schroyer, right? But he had
No,
he had a post.
he lost his
No.
mind. I don't know what happened to him.
Jay, I understand, but just because someone lost their mind or we don't like them doesn't mean they don't have moments of clarity. Okay.
Yeah.
And this person put out a post that made a lot of sense. I cannot find it at the moment, but it said something about what's going to be going on in 2032 if things stay the way they are. If things keep going in the direction that they're going and the socialists keep gaining ground. It said what was going to happen in 2032. It was actually really brilliant. I mean, even the craziest people have moments of clarity. So whether you like them or not, it doesn't matter. I know you don't like Thomas Massey, but he has great moments of clarity.
Yeah, there's people that are broken clocks. Some people have two hands on the broken clock. Some people have one with a white once a day, and some people are just broken clocks with no hands. They're never right.
Well, those are like the AOCs of the world. Yeah. But Thomas Massey, as much as you don't like him, he was good at what he did. I mean, hell, Charlie Kirk was his favorite congressman.
Oh, anyway,
yeah.
If he was so good, he'd still be in office. That's my opinion.
No, that's if he was rich, he'd still be in office. Let's not go down that. Let's not go down that road.
Let's not go down that road.
Yeah, we'll
never
be talking
agree
about
on
that
it.
the whole episode. Let's not do that. All right.
Oh, real quick, Jack, before you
ahead.
do Schroyer, hold on to Schroyer. Did you find it yet?
Well, I can't find it anyway. Go ahead.
All right. So the original system before the 17th Amendment had state legislatures. The legislature appointed the senators. So the framers designed this primarily to strengthen federalism, ensure a more deliberative body.
You're talking about the state legislatures appointed.
So the state legislature would
not the
appoint
governor.
Right, not the governor. So what
Okay.
they said, it would ensure a deliberative body. That's what I said. The Senate is like the deliberative body of the branch, right?
Yeah.
Give states a direct institutional role. It protected state sovereignty and federalism. What did it say?
That makes sense.
It promoted a more select, deliberative, and stable Senate. Legislatures were expected to choose more qualified, experienced individuals rather than popular elections might. Longer
makes
terms of
sense.
6 years combined with
Hey.
indirect selection were intended to insulate senators from short-term popular passions, allowing more detached views of issues. And this contracted directly with the House, which was a 2-year term, obviously directed just by popular vote.
I gotta say that makes sense, Jay, because as long as it's not the governor, if it's the legislature itself, sometimes it's a 50-50 split, even in a Democrat governor state. Like here, I live in North Carolina. If the governor appoints it, we have a Democrat governor, but we almost have a super majority of Republicans in the legislature. So that if the legislature picks it, I can live with that.
Yeah, and even in a state where even to say the Democrats have a slight advantage, it would still kind of bring that person maybe more to a center position. You know what I mean? So that's why a lot of people, I hear it all the time, like, no, the 17th Amendment is a problem where we now popularly vote in senators. Go back to the other way where they're appointed by the legislature of each state.
Yeah. Hey, it makes sense. It makes sense. But, we'll see what happens in the future.
Yeah.
But for now, Jay, I got to say something real quick. Something that kind of you saw earlier where I asked Google, because I just wanted to see the review of my book, right? I just want to see what it would say. And this is Google, the AI, I guess it's like the Gemini or whatever the hell it is, Google AI. And this is what it said. I want to show everybody real quick because Google is unbelievable. This is what it said. This is right here. It said critical reception for By Design, the First Black President is highly polarized with reviews sharply divided over its provocative premise and tense pacing. And then it proceeds to go through a few reviews. It says political columnists criticize yada, yada, yada. Most critics agree the book, yada, yada, yada. And then I went over there and I actually said to it, I said, none of that is true. The only reviews are on Amazon. And Google actually says, you are completely right, and I apologize for that mistake. I fabricated those
Crazy.
mainstream media reviews, which was entirely wrong of me. Entirely wrong of me.
That's insane. That is insane. It is admitting it fabricated. That is crazy to me.
It said the word fabricated.
Right. That's the crazy part. It's admitting it literally made it up out of thin air.
You know what I should have done? I should have asked it why it See, I didn't think about that at the time. I should have asked it why it fabricated.
You were probably in shock. So
I was. I was not expecting it to come back and say I fabricated the shit.
That's
I was
how messed
expecting
up
to
it
say,
is.
"Oh, I got it mixed up with another book or something."
Yeah, I bet if it was a book about President Trump, it wouldn't have fabricated anything.
No, it wouldn't. It might have been fabric. It just wouldn't have said fabric. But,
Yeah.
Man, that was nuts. That was absolutely nuts. And Trish says sue them, and I would love to sue them, but I went back and now it's saying the correct thing about reviews being on Amazon. But that was just the one time. If you go back there and check it again, I know that Robbie Starbuck is suing Google AI for lying about crimes that he was accused of, which he wasn't accused of them, but Google AI said he was. So maybe I could join his lawsuit and we can sue the shit out of him for something, because I can tell you one thing: if this hurts my book sales, I'm going to be pissed.
Listen, you got it. I would check every day.
You know what? That's a good idea.
I would keep checking to make sure that it's just not doing it every day, and maybe check it from another device too.
I'm gonna check other AIs as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the same thing that I said for this one, and I'm gonna check all the AIs and see what's going on, because that's nuts. I mean,
it is nuts. It is nuts. The fact that it didn't say, "Oh, I made a mistake." No, I actually made it. I made it up.
It said I fabricated those media reviews, and I was completely wrong of me.
I shouldn't have did that. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done it, but I did.
That was nuts, man. I did not.
It is nuts.
I mean, wow. I didn't expect that. And Beast,
nuts.
I did not ask Grok about it yet. I wish I would have, but I did not.
Maybe you should do it right now.
Want to ask Grok about it? All right, let's try it. Let's try it. We're going to ask Grok about it. Why not? Let's do it.
Yeah. Well, it's just like while you're doing that, it's like, there is censorship. I mean, if you didn't believe it, I think you should believe it now. I mean, they're trying to crush your book.
Absolutely. Let's see what Grok. I want to see if Grok is in on, because I know Grok has been pushing mainstream media narratives a lot lately.
Yeah.
I mean, even when you ask it about what was the thing that we were asking it about, and it used to tell the truth, but then
the president's all being related.
That's it. Yep, you're right. Thank you. I'm glad you knew what I was talking about. Yep, that's it. And now it's kind of like trying to sidestep the question, Well,
Jack, when we talk about, and when it comes, this is to me an example of why, when I don't think AI is going to take over as many things as we think, as quickly as we think, because there are so many problems, even with the simplest things with AI, that, even asking it to make a photo. I mean, it is amazing that you could ask a phone to make a photo for you and it does it, but it gets it wrong, and then it gets it wrong again, and then it screws it up in a different way. Yeah. That's kind of like, remember what happened with Ford when they had AI just checking for defects, and finally you had like, no, we can't have this. That's not good. It's messing up too much. So I think I get it. It's going to take jobs, but it's still got so much work and a long way to go.
Let's see what it says. Let's see. Bottom earlier. Oh yeah, look, Amazon 5 out of 5 stars. It reached Amazon's top 100 new releases, reportedly around number 68 shortly after the launch. So Grok is telling the truth about it.
All right.
Grok is true about it. Yeah, look at that.
All right.
Very nice.
Just hope that people ask Grok and not Google about your book.
I know, right? Jeez. But yeah, no, Grok is doing really well. Yeah, 5 out of 5 stars. Top 100. I love that. That's good. See, that's how it should be. The truth. Why not just spit the truth? What is the point, of trying to bury a book that, well, I can understand. You know what's funny? Someone, Eric, I told you about this, I think yesterday. Eric Unchained put it under Obama. Obama put out a post that said, his summer reading list and the books that he read. And then Eric Unchained put it underneath that, he did a comment and he said, here's a book that I think you should check out. I want it to be fun. I wonder if he saw it. And could you imagine if he ordered the book and read the book? Oh,
that'll be hysterical. That'll be hysterical.
It would be. I mean, there's nothing in that book that wasn't meticulously researched. Hundreds of hours of research went into that book. So there's nothing in that book that you could say is outright fabricated.
Right. But it is fiction.
It is fiction. It has to be fiction.
Right.
And just for everybody out there, anything that is not part of the official narrative, and the official narrative meaning the court's narrative, it is considered fiction. If it can't be proven in a court of law, it is considered fiction. This is fiction for those purposes, for legal purposes.
Absolutely. I don't know what you have next. Go ahead. If you don't, can I just say this first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you see the WNBA, Angel Reese and another player making a bet on camera about the All-Star game that they were both playing in?
No, really? What kind of bet are we talking about, though?
Like money, like $400 bet. And the WNBA posts that video on their X account showing these two players betting on a game. Now, what happened to Pete Rose in the MLB?
Yeah, that was bad. But that was this when it's I guess their thought process is when it's a player. I mean, Jordan used to do the same kind of thing.
No, he did. No, he didn't. He never bet on an NBA game.
Oh,
no
yeah,
way.
he did. Not on camera. Are you questioning the competitiveness of one Mr. Jordan?
I'm not questioning anything, but if he ever got caught betting on basketball, he would have been in big trouble.
No, he never got caught. I mean, it was never like that. It was never these are like friendly bets. Now, money's different. Jordan used to bet like cigars or push-ups or whatever it is, but money is different.
These idiots are holding $100 bills, like a $400 bet. And by the way, Jack, the WNBA strictly prohibits betting on.
You're freezing. You're frozen in a very weird position.
Sorry,
it almost looks like you're high on dope. Jay, are you high on dope?
I'm back. The WNBA prohibits betting. They prohibit betting on games in their own rules. So the WNBA eventually took the post down and said, well, that didn't land right. And, they were kidding anyway. What?
It was just a joke. It was just
That's what they said. It was just a joke. No, the only joke is your league. You're a joke.
Oh, man.
Are you kidding me?
And then they let that stuff happen to the only player that anybody watches. Well, actually, I got to take that back. The only team that anybody watches, because we watch Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham. So they let that happen to the only team anybody watches.
No, that wasn't the bet. It was the All-Star game. No,
I'm not talking about that. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about the game, All-Star game and the bet. I'm saying they're a joke, and they're a joke for another reason also, because they allow this stuff to happen because those are two white women, by the way.
And did you hear what happened? Sophie Cunningham, I'm glad you brought that up. Did you hear what happened with two young girls who showed up at the game supporting Sophie Cunningham with a sign?
Yelled at?
The owner of the team yelled at them, cursing at them, these young girls.
And what team was it?
The Storm or something?
Was it the team they were playing?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, these girls.
They were fans of Sophie Cunningham's.
Yeah.
And they were there to watch Sophie Cunningham play this team.
Yep.
And the owner yelled at this person.
Yeah, because they had a sign saying Sophie. I'm going to try to find it. They had a sign saying Sophie. Okay, here we go. I'll read it to you right now. All right. So a pair of teenage girls who brought a sign thanking Indiana Fever star Sophie Cunningham for defending women's sports the Tuesday night's game in Seattle were reportedly scolded and brought to tears by the co-owner of the Seattle Storm, Celeste Keaton. The game, which took place at Climate Pledge Arena. Come here, bro. God. Climate Pledge Arena, ended with a 105-95 win for the Fever, the club's fourth victory in a row. But the game was noteworthy for another reason, as fans and for and against the inclusion of transgender athletes brought their signs and voices to hail or harangue Cunningham, who, took a stand against women, men and women's sports, right? So the two young fans, they come there, they're seated near the court, like courtside. They held a sign thanking Sophie Cunningham for, quote, standing up for girls. So as they're there, right, they were just sitting there, minding their business. And the girls say, we were just sitting there with our sign that said, we love Sophie. Thank you, Sophie, for speaking up. One of the girls said, and so we were holding on, just watching the game. and was great, blah, blah, blah. So they said next, a woman comes up to them, later identified as Keaton, the co-owner of the Seattle Storm, and starts cursing at them and says, what did she say? I've never been yelled at like that. I mean, I've had people hate on me on the internet, but it doesn't really affect me as much because it was just people online. But that just took me by surprise because I thought she was going to be nice. And then she starts screaming at us and cursing at us.
Was that on camera? Was that caught on camera?
I don't know if it was caught on camera, but I think the league actually suspended that owner today.
Can you suspend an owner?
Yeah, sure. They suspended George Steinbrenner back in the day. If you remember, you could probably suspend him saying you got to stay away from the team operations for a certain period of time. You can't be involved. You can't show up at games. You got to just stay away for a while.
Guess what? It was on camera, I believe.
See if you can find it.
Actually, hang on. I take that back. This was oh, wait a minute. Was it a man that was a co-owner?
No, this was a female.
Well, this says, are you sure?
Yes.
Because this says an adult man loses it and calls teenage girls trash for wearing whatever. It's this is a different NBA co-owner of the Seattle Storm. You're not going to believe this.
Which one?
This just happened.
No, this just happened like the other day. This is the one I'm talking about. Her name is Celeste Keaton.
No, this is a man. That they said the WA fined the co-owner for cursing at, man, I don't know, man. That's weird. It's a weird thing. But yeah, I'm trying to find.
I'm going to send you this. I'm going to send you this right now.
No, I take it back. Here's what happened. It started as a male Seattle Storm fan that was yelling at the teenage Sophie Cunningham fans. Then the WNBA team's co-owner comes in and berates the girls for wearing the XXXY athletic shirts. Yeah. That's what happened. Check this out.
I sent it to you. Play that, and then I sent you the other one with the girls talking.
Okay. Check this out. Take a listen. We got a video of this is the fan that started the whole thing right here. Okay. And now I don't know if the WNBA owner is in this video, but right after the fan berates them, the WNBA co-owner comes in and berates them as well. Let's see. You leave my daughter alone. Go. She's a minor. Shut up. Security. Garbage. Take the trash out. Take the trash out. Right after that, the WNBA co-owner of the Seattle Storm comes up and berates the girls as well. What I don't understand, Jay, is the WNBA is in the worst possible position right now because A, they suck, B, they lose money, C, they can't dunk, D, they're not any fun to watch, and E, they don't have any fans. And then they beat on the only two girls that anybody wants to watch. They injure them so they're not on the court. And they're white women getting beat up by lesbian black women all over the court, and the WNBA does nothing. Then the WNBA comes out and puts the betting thing on their account, showing a bet made on a game, which is illegal, I believe. You can't just make hand-to-hand bets. Then they do this where the WNBA co-owner of the Seattle Storm comes out and berates two white girls for wearing having Sophie Cunningham signs and wearing male and female chromosome T-shirts. You've got to be kidding. The WNBA, Jay, is already the biggest money loser in world history in terms of businesses that continue to operate, because businesses don't continue to operate for 20 years if they lose money every single year. But the WNBA subsidizes them because they're woke. They're woke.
Yeah, the NBA,
the NBA subsidizes them. They give them money for whatever reason. Nobody knows.
Yeah, because they're woke. Because the NBA is as woke as the WNBA. Let's be real about it. The owners are, and the leadership of the league is, like Adam Silver. But it's crazy. I sent you the video of those girls. See if you can find that, because I think the girls actually get interviewed after.
Let's see if we can. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna pull up a Gatling here. Let's see. I see. You know what I don't like about the new X chat? It sucks, for one, because it pulls up chats that you deleted years ago. But also when I pull up something, Jay, it immediately shows me old videos. Right now, it's showing me something you sent me on July 23rd. I have to wait for about a few minutes before it actually loads anything else.
Oh my God.
I mean,
I'm looking at it now and and it's there. Is it there? Yeah, is it there? Yeah, it's there.
no, but it's not. No, it's not there on mine because I just pulled up your chat.
Crazy.
So it takes a minute to load everything. That's the problem with oh God. See, right now it's showing me a video that says F Donald Trump.
Yeah.
It's a post of yours from a military guy from the one we did July 23rd. Now it's coming up. Okay, now I got it. Okay, now I finally, after 20 years, we got it going. Let's see.
Let's go.
Let's pull this up so everybody can see the video. Let's check it out right here. All right, this is where we are. Let's share this tab and let's see what they say. Yeah, the Celeste Keaton. I wish there was video of that because the man, the Seattle Storm male is the one who started the thing by calling them garbage, take out the trash, that kind of bullshit. So here's the girls.
Like, we love Sophie. Like, thank you, Sophie, for speaking up. And so we were holding on, just watching the game. Again, like, we were being super great. We hadn't said anything to anyone else. We were being super respectful. We were just holding our signs and cheering for both teams. And this lady, older lady, comes up to us. And she comes up to us. And at first, I think she's going to be nice. And then she asked, like, what are you guys doing? Something like that. And then it was like, Jesus loves everyone. That's what she told us. And I was like, oh, I know. Like, I'm religious. Like, I know. Like, I know. Nice. Yeah. And she's like, oh, I hope Jesus can forgive you for what sin you've done. And like something like that. And then she told us that we were effing insane. And she's like, and she went like this. Insane. Yeah. She's like, you better stop this. And stop pulling this. Yeah. And for you guys, I hope God can save you. This. Yeah.
She said, for you to come here and pull this shit.
Yeah.
She said the word.
Yeah.
Did she say effing insane or?
No, she said the word.
So apparently, Jay, and this is just from my minimum reaction here, apparently God and Jesus love everybody except for Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark. And apparently God loves everybody except for white people is what I'm gleaning from this. And also, I mean, I believe that, yeah, God may love transgender people. He doesn't love them that they're transgender. He loves the person. The transgender thing has to do with what you're doing on earth. That's your own fault, you know? But as the person, he might love you as a person, you know? I don't know. But what I can tell you is, according to the WNBA, God loves everybody except white people. She wanted to put the caveat of except white people there.
Yeah, and God, this is disgusting. The woman and bring religion into it. Like, first of all, we know that woman is not religious. She's just trying to use that as some kind of weapon against them. You know, God. But that woman probably, this Celeste Keaton, I want to know when the last time was she went to church or if she ever did.
All the time.
I'd love to know. But what a disgrace. They should suspend her and fine her. They should fine that team millions of dollars.
Absolutely. You can't. And these are minors, by the way. They are under 18, and she
Little
is
kids.
berating them. Huh?
Yeah. Little girls. These like young girls who want to go to a game. You're lucky to have them.
Exactly. These are like they might have been the only two fans there. I mean, you're driving away literally the only fans at your game, and now you're bringing religion into it. And have you ever noticed, Jay, and I'm sorry if this offends people, have you ever noticed that the uber religious people, the people that weaponize religion, are always the ones that's doing the sick shit behind closed doors?
Yeah.
I'm talking Catholic priests. I'm talking, I'm talking sick shit. They weaponize religion against you. Say you're the bad person for calling them on their shit. And then behind closed doors, they're doing sick shit.
I'm going to go with this woman's not religious. She was just using it as a weapon against these girls.
No. And that's true. But the people that are not religious, they're not religious is what I'm saying. They use religion. I mean, even the priests that did that stuff with the kids, I don't think they were actually religious. I think they use religion as a weapon, as a way to get into where the kids are. It is.
It's an authority type of thing where it's trust, and it's a position that's supposed to garner immediate trust.
And that's it right there. The immediate trust. That is why they do it. That's why, you'll often see school principals and teachers as pedophiles. It's why you'll often see religious leaders as pedophiles. It's why you'll often see politicians as pedophiles, police officers, not so much. But, still, I mean, it's terrible how all the positions that are supposed to garner immediate trust are usually abused by the sickest of people. So if you ever see anybody weaponize religion, and I'm not saying they're pedophiles if they do it, but if you ever see anybody weaponize religion, like say, Jesus will save you, Jesus loves you, God is probably whatever. If they weaponize religion, I can guarantee you they have some sort of skeleton in their closet. It's usually a projection type of thing.
Yeah, if somebody weaponizes it, absolutely. Then there's
Yeah.
something going on that they're trying to cover. Like if they, you could be ultra religious, and I think people that are ultra religious probably they just are because they believe in that's their faith. But the people
you can
that then,
be. It's
the people that weaponize it though, like this woman did. And I just think she's a sick person. Like you said, they're two young girls. They're actually at your damn game. You got this. These are girls that you want to watch the league for the next 20 years and spend money when they get older. But now I hope these girls never go to another game. And like I said, this woman should be suspended, and the team should take a heavy hit financially for this. You can't do that.
They should. But I tell you, it's obvious, and it is very obvious based on their behavior, that the WNBA just doesn't give a shit about its fans. And you know why?
Yes.
You know why?
Go ahead.
Because the NBA subsidizes them. They don't need fans. They can do whatever the shit they want.
Bingo.
And the NBA can't get rid of them. Why? Because the NBA is woke. If they got rid of the women's league, even though it loses money, even though they're doing horrible things, it would look bad as a PR hit. So the WNBA has carte blanche.
Stigma paralysis would happen to the NBA. That's what they have. And
that's exactly what they have.
Well,
Say it
what
again.
you just said, stigma paralysis is what they have. They don't.
Stigma
and what
paralysis.
you just said about the WNBA, that's communism.
Yep.
They don't have to worry about anything. They don't actually have to have morals. They don't have to actually treat people fairly because they know no matter what, they're going to get taken care of by Big Daddy, and that's the NBA. They don't have to actually put a product on the floor that anybody wants to see. They don't have to protect their best players. They don't have to be nice to their fans like we just saw if they have a differing opinion than whatever narrative the WNBA wants to run, because they're going to get paid anyway. Universal basic income's coming to the WNBA no matter what they do.
What you just said is exactly right. It is exactly communism, and it is why you see people do horrible shit under communism when they're in the military, because they know, just like under other communism, like what's his name, Joseph Stalin. Just like under Stalin, these people, these military leaders could do whatever they want. They could kill you. They could do sick shit. They could do whatever they want because they're going to get paid regardless. There's no need for PR. There's no need to be nice. It is when you have carte blanche, Jay, to do whatever you want, that is when you see the worst of humanity. Okay? Humanity is only nice because of social constructs. If social constructs, if social norms were not something that was a normal thing, if that's not something that was a stigma on everybody, and it's only because of stigma, Jay, only because of social stigma are people the way they are. If you want to see a true person, give them carte blanche power, do whatever they want. And actually, there's a famous quote about that, Jay. Who said it? Who said the famous quote? Jay, help me out here.
Which quote?
God bless America. Hang on. It's actually, I have it right here. I want to show you. I have it on my phone and I can't really show you, but I want everybody. Here it is. Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. Okay,
yeah, it's true.
And that usually brings out the worst in humanity, because most people don't have the character you think they do.
Yeah, if you give somebody a blank check, you see how they act. Then when they have the blank check and they don't have to worry about consequences, the WNBA has no consequences for the way they act. Zero, absolutely zero, because they know that check's coming no matter what.
In their character.
In full force now. Since I guess Caitlin Clark brought that out full force. We always knew that the league sucked. It wasn't fun, but now it went to a whole new level when Caitlin Clark came along. And they're letting her get the crap beat out of her because she's white and she's good. Yep. And now Sophie Cunningham, same type of thing. And now with these girls, because these girls believe that only women should be playing in a women's league.
Yep.
that these women, these young girls, I mean, what are those girls? What are they, 15, 16 years old?
They look like they were 12 or 13.
I mean, right? Like, and if I'm that girl, if I'm one of their parents, I'm walking down to that front office, and I am probably there's gonna be a problem.
Oh yeah.
A big problem.
I agree. I agree, but
problem.
you're right. The WNBA right now is the epitome of communism. No consequences. All the money will always come in no matter what, so they can do whatever they want. And Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark, this is what happens to dissidents. They are dissidents in the Russian Soviet Union, okay? The WNBA is the Soviet Union. Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham are the dissidents. So they are going to get their ass whipped. They are going to get things happening to them that don't happen to others. They are going to have it hard. They are in the hard labor camp right now, okay? This is the Soviet Union. The WNBA represents the Soviet Union, and Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham represent the dissidents against the Soviet Union, of which they will have none.
Exactly. And Hickser on the thing about the cops, when you said cops with the gaining the trust, the reason why it's lower amongst cops, where you'll see it'll happen once in a while, where you have a cop who's a pedo or something. Mm-hmm. It's lower because there's screening to get on most police jobs. There's psychological
stigma too.
Well, that
Could
too.
you imagine if you were a cop pedophile in prison?
Oh, that's the double. That's like death sentence. But also, it's more than that. It's also because there is mental, screening.
Yeah,
there is psychological
heavy screening.
There's a lot of screening you got to go through. Criminal background checks, then the psychological stuff, then the lie detector. There's a lot of stuff. I think that's why it cuts down. You don't need to go through all that to be a teacher. You just got to get the degree.
Absolutely.
You don't need that.
Absolutely.
You don't get screened, I don't think, psychologically to be a priest or a man of the cloth or a nun, to do that. So
that's why most of the pedophiles are in the easier professions to get in. You're right, because to be a cop, first you have to do the application process. Then they pull your credit report. Then you do the panel interview.
Everything.
You got to do the panel interview. Then you got the drug test. Then you got the lie detector. Then you got the psychological test. And after all that, then you've got to pass the physical test and the firing test. I mean, there's a lot of shit you got to go through to be a cop. So that's why there's less pedophilia in police, because quite honestly, pedophiles, they don't want to work that hard. They want to get in a trusting position that's easy to get in.
Yeah, exactly. So that definitely cuts it down. So that I wasn't backtracking Hickser. It's breaking my chops. I was just making it.
Where do you see Hickser at?
He's in the Rumble chat.
Oh, the LFA.
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
So that's why I was responding to him. But that's why. There's a reason. Oh, Jack.
Yeah.
Sean Barnes, the Seattle police chief.
Yeah,
who
I saw
actually
that.
was.
Yeah,
he just resigned.
Really?
Yeah.
Just resigned. That's interesting.
He resigned
because, Katie Wilson obviously wanted him out, but I can see why she wanted him out, though. This is a guy who literally, his family lives in the Chicago area, for one, not Seattle. He's a Seattle police chief. His family lives in Chicago. Two, this man spent more time outside of the state of Washington than inside of Seattle. How can you be the Seattle police chief? When he was fired, or when he was told he was going to be fired or let go, I think he was in like a Texas law enforcement for black officers conference.
Well, no, during the mass shooting that happened, this is why he's resigning, because how he handled this. During the mass shooting, he was at the DEI police conference for black officers. I'm waiting for the conference for white officers, because I want to go to that one.
Too.
I want to go to that one, and I should be able to, right? But anyway, there is no such thing. The biggest racist organization in the NYPD when I was in there was called 100 Blacks in Law Enforcement. And you know who was once ahead of that?
Who's that?
Eric Adams.
Really?
Oh, really?
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, very interesting. This is why when people would talk about Eric Adams, I'm like, Eric Adams is a piece of shit. Eric Adams has always been a piece of shit, and he's a racist. Because I remember what they would do, Jack, 100 Blacks in Law Enforcement, if there was ever any controversial thing, they were like the Al Sharpton in the blue uniform. That's what they would do. They weren't there to solve anything. They were there to stoke and fan the flames. That's what they were there to do. Okay.
Well, okay, Jay.
But Sean Barnes is gone. I mean, what a disaster this guy's. Did you see when he almost fought the reporter the other day?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's been crazy. The reason I want to switch topics real quick is because everybody wants to know about Spain. So we are going to bring up what's going on in Spain. apparent what happened is, and this is true, thousands of military age males from Africa, thousands. And I said military age males. There were no children, there were no women. It was
Zero.
And there were no old men. It was all military age males stormed the borders of Spain, the beaches and everything else of Spain, and the president said, "I'm not bringing out the military to stop them." He said, "I'm not bringing out the military to stop them." I have some videos for you guys. Let's take a look at some of the videos real quick, Jay, and then we'll talk about it.
Flat out invasion.
Oh yeah, it was this was
Look at this.
guys, for anybody that's watching out there, this was the type of invasion that you see in the movies. They actually stormed the beach like Omaha. Okay,
Yeah.
They stormed it. All right, check it out. Let's take a listen. By the way, look at the police. They opened the gate. You see the police right there?
Overrun.
They opened the gate though. They didn't have to open that gate.
I don't know.
Look. If you think that's a lot of people, take a look at this. I guess there's no sound with this one, but look at that.
There's no sound with this one.
Look at that.
Yep. Coming in on these boats. That looks safe. That boat's not overloaded.
Yeah. Thousands, Jay. And let me tell you, these people don't all gather and decide to storm beaches, okay? They are organized people.
Where are the sharks? That's when you need some sharks.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm sure they got a couple of them. They like dark meat.
God.
But look, okay, so this is not something that 10,000 people get together and say, "Hey, let's storm the beaches of Normandy." Okay, that's not what they do. Instead, they are organized and shut down. Here's some sound. I got an even better video. Check this one out. All right, let's pull this one up. I think is this the same video? No, this is a different one. Look at this. This is insane. That line goes for miles. Miles.
Yeah. Thanks to the Supreme Court in Spain.
Yeah. And the president of Spain said he's not doing it. He's not bringing out the military to stop this. Guys,
I would.
Jay, this is
Not a
America if the Democrats win, because
That's
the
exactly
socialists, you saw their thing. I'm going to pull it up for you guys again. Okay. Look at the last two things, 7 and 8. Okay. End ICE detention, deportations, and amnesty for illegal immigrants. If the Democratic Socialists of America are already overtaking Democrats, if they win America, if they overtake America, this will be Spain will be America. And by the way, Jay, did you see where John Fetterman called out the Democrats for not fighting back against the socialists? He called them out for not. He said, "You can't let them take over the party. Why are you letting them take over the party?"
He's a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest, unfortunately.
I will say, I want him to come over to the Republican Party, man. I want him to come over.
I'll take him as an independent where he caucuses with Republicans. I don't know if he'll ever come over, but
Well,
we'll
hey,
see.
even as an independent, I'll take it, man. I will take it. I will take it because
I'll take it.
I'm gonna see if I can find if he actually said it. I mean, or if he actually said it on video or not. Because I want to see this because
but like you said, Jack, like you said, we saw a glimpse of that, more than a glimpse under Biden. We saw those videos of the Texas border being overrun like that. We saw it. We saw the border wall just being dug under with nobody maintaining it and holes cut in it and people flooding through. If Democrats take over, that what you saw in Spain we'll have that on steroids. And guess what? They'll do it at both borders. We will be overrun so quickly it is going to make your head spin. And it's part of what we talked about yesterday. It's the cloud-driven strategy. It'll overwhelm the system, and the system will have to be rebuilt in the image of socialism and universal basic income and expanded federal power. And it will happen so fast you won't know it hit you if they get back in power.
I gotta say, I'm really liking John Fetterman. He even said apparently in this hearing, he said he regrets believing claims that COVID-19 lab leak theory was just a right-wing conspiracy theory. I gotta say, I'm liking him.
And he wore a tie. He wore a suit for that.
He did. He wore a suit for that hearing. But listen to this. Listen to this. I'm going to pull this up real quick. There's a couple quick Fetterman things I want you guys to hear, because this is incredible. The guy is, ever since that stroke, it's like his mental illness is gone. That is the cure for mental illness. Strokes. All right, here we go.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, my God, you have many of my parties. They're proud to do events with like that Hassan Piker. Now, this is the individual that just recently said that America deserved 9/11, and that they said that Hamas is 1,000% better than Israel, and he doesn't care about the rapes and cause Jews inbred and say these outlandish things. And then like people like the New York Times give these glowing kinds of profile. They don't mention any of that. I mean, he's become such a raging anti-Semite. You know, even the guy that has a Nazi tattoo bailed on doing an event with him. I mean, Democrats have to decide, whose side are you in? Are you proud to stand with that kinds of an individual, or stand with Israel? And then AOC announced she's now going to vote and is going to support even things like Iron Dome. Outrageous. I mean, I'm not surprised, of course. I may have lost the socialist vote and the pro-Iran vote in my party, but that's part of my party that's growing, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. And that's the thing. You've got to stop it. But he said one more thing. Take a listen to this.
And, you know, they're like, oh my God, you are losing to Crazy Pants, you know, like that. And so like, you know, like as a Democrat, I'm call this out who they are. You know, they should run under their own party. They are not Democrats. Now they're not even morphing into beyond socialist, not even communist. Now they're talking about, I can't even describe that, but overall now, it's not just like a phenomenon in New York City. Now you are witnessing that in Wisconsin. We've seen that in Colorado. Hell, we've got something in that here in Pennsylvania now. Why aren't more Democrats willing to call this out? I don't understand that.
Absolutely. Why aren't more Democrats willing to call it out? But I got to say, John Fetterman, actually, I don't want him to be independent or Republican. I want him to stay a Democrat and call out the fucking party and help them destroy this faction. It's got to get stopped.
They're not listening, Jack. They're not listening. And it's getting late early.
If he leaves, if the people that can stop them leave and become independents or Republicans, it will eventually, it's always going to be a two-party system, but it'll eventually be socialism versus Republican. And what happens eventually, socialism will win the presidency. I don't care if it's 10 years or 100 years. Eventually, it's not going to be Republican president forever. So eventually, socialism will win the presidency. Then what are we going to do?
Well, listen, I don't know what we're going to do. Hopefully we won't be here anymore, but our kids will and our grandkids. But
exactly,
Jill, who said this? Oh, Grandma Kate. She said, because money is flowing from the globalists. That's part of the globalist plan. Like we said, they don't want borders. They want they want to be in control. They want a
one-world government. That's the whole point.
Like one world government with city-states all over the place where the elites control those areas and everybody else is working for them. It's the movie The Hunger Games, literally. It's literally those movies.
It's funny because these people are doing exactly what has been talked about in the Bible and everything else. And I'm not a religious person, but I got to say, that shit's spot on. These people want a one world government. No borders means everything is one giant world. And then each person in a region probably controls that region. So then they have a globalist cabal that controls the world.
Hang on a minute about the Bible. Romans about.
I think it was in Revelations or something.
Borders. Yeah, I'm going to read. There's a part in Romans though that it's one. Is it Romans? I think it's Romans. Let me see if it comes up. If Grok can get it together. All right, the Romans. No, not Romans. Not like Romans. I mean the Bible. Grok.
Okay, we got just a few minutes.
Go ahead.
Left.
Well, I'm looking for this.
Okay, so. Yeah, it's amazing how what is going on here. I mean, they're not willing to fight back because they're scared to lose their seat. They say, oh, I'm going to lose my... But the thing is, if you don't fight back, not only are you eventually going to lose your seat, you're going to lose your party and then possibly your country. but they're so scared of the here and now that they don't care about the future.
Yeah, that's true. It was kind of just like it's like Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. They didn't care about the future. They just wanted to retain power now. That's why they never went. As soon as AOC came in, they should have been like, well, first of all, they never should have allowed AOC to get elected. They got caught flat-footed, and they got, a guy who was next in line to Nancy Pelosi got beat by AOC, a no-name.
Yeah.
A no-name. What was his name? Joe Crowley? Crowley.
I honestly don't remember.
It was Crowley, and he was next in line to Pelosi, and AOC wipes the floor with this guy, and ever since she did, all they've been doing is let this mission creep happen. And you know who else has been doing it too? It's Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders has always been a communist. He's always been a communist. So once he had a little bit of some people on his team, he just took them under his wing, and it just got more powerful from there. And then they use all this stuff to convince young people that, why should you have to work hard? You're right. This is failing you. Capitalism is failing you, because you can't buy your parents' house when you're 26 years old. I'm not saying things aren't hard, but it's ridiculous.
But Jay, and I told everybody yesterday how the Democrat Party still has one last chance to stop this. They have one last chance to stop the socialists from taking over their party. And I told you how. The super PAC money that you have, forget the DNC money, that's gone. The super PAC money, and there is hundreds of millions in super PACs. What you do is you scour the entire country for the perfect candidate, okay? For each individual district that has a socialist running. You find that person, you move them to that district. And yes, they have done this many times before. Why they're not doing it now, I don't know. But you can find the perfect candidate, move them to that district, and then you push the money behind them, and you make them win. That is the only way you're going to get these people out of your party. If you do not, Democrats, if you do not do what I said right here and now, starting in the 2026 midterms, if you do not do this, your party will be extinct within 3 years. By 2028, there will be no Democrat Party. It will be the Democrat Socialists of America. I'm telling you right now, find candidates across the country, the good ones, move them to those districts and push all the money you can behind them. Get them to the win. You guys are good at cheating. Cheat and make them win, but just get them over the hump. That's all you got to do. Is your last chance. This is your last chance.
Well, here I found it. It's Romans 13, 1-7. It says, let every person be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except from God, and those that exist have been instituted by God. He, the ruler, does not bear the sword in vain, for he is the servant of God, an avenger who carries God's wrath on the wrongdoer. Pay to all what is owed them. So people saying it interprets it to conclude that breaking a nation's immigration laws is a form of resisting legitimate authority, unless those laws require disobedience to a clear command from God. So there are different things in the Bible, and people can interpret it the way they want.
To read?
Listen, it was again, yeah, I know it is difficult to read. Some people love it. I mean, some people are very religious, read it and just get it like that. I'm just not one of those people that I wish I did. I just don't. I just don't. It doesn't register with me. It's like it doesn't. Not that it doesn't register with me. It's just not something that I understand immediately. I have to read it like a few times to get it.
Yeah. Well, in Revelations, it actually talks about a one world government. So check that out sometime. Very interesting stuff. And the fact that that's what they want, what the globalist cabal want, that makes it even more interesting. It's crazy. It's scary. And it's happening. It's happening here and now. People think it's America. This is 2026. It can't happen. It won't happen. Guys, all throughout history, the Romans, nobody thought the Roman Empire could ever fall. Okay, the Mongols with Genghis Khan, they conquered almost the entire world, literally the entire world, and they fell. Every society falls. So thinking that America cannot fall is outside of the purview of sanity. Okay, America is just like any other society. And we can and will fall if we don't do something. It's not suicidal empathy. What is the most evil thing, Jay? The most evil person is the person that sits by and watches the evil things happen. That is the most evil person.
Yeah, for good men to do nothing.
Absolutely.
That's the way it prevails.
Absolutely.
For good men to do nothing. Listen, of course, we have a system that is set up if it's just followed, it'll be prosperous forever. If it's followed, we've strayed away from following it. We've gotten away from that. And this, even that we're having this discussion about the fact that we have communists in mainstream politics now in this country, you never would have thought it. But what was his name? Was it McCarthy?
McCarthy, what?
McCarthyism? Was that the guy who?
Yeah,
was,
yeah, no, it's McCarthyism. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, we're here. We're here.
Well, guys, Jay, you know how they've been educating the liberals. All the liberals have been educating the last few generations, right? And now we are at the breaking point. We are at the breaking point. Okay, freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction.
Ronald
and
Reagan.
we are at that point.
Yeah.
We're at that point. And if the
Joseph
Democrats go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's Joe McCarthy. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I mean, we're if we're at that point, Jay, and if we do not stop it, and believe it or not, we have to root for the real Democrats. They're not even real Democrats. We have to root for the less insane Democrats, which is sad because we can't help them. They're not in our side. They're not our party. We can't help them banish these people. And they're afraid to do it. Why, Jay? Why are they afraid to do it? Why did they kneel and wear the African scarves? Why?
Stigma paralysis.
Stigma paralysis. They are afraid to boot these people out. They do not want to be stigmatized as anti-socialist. They don't want to be stigmatized as racist or transphobic. So they cater to everyone. And now that catering is going to get them extinct. Let
me read you to base a simple explanation or simple definition of McCarthyism. Ready? This is amazing. This is amazing. And then we'll be pretty much done. McCarthyism was a wave of intense anti-communist fear and accusations in the United States in the early 1950s, named after Senator Joseph McCarthy. During the Cold War, many Americans worried about Soviet spies and communist influence. McCarthy and others claimed, and it says often without solid evidence, that communists had infiltrated the government, Hollywood, universities, and other institutions. This led to public hearings, loyalty investigations, blacklists, and people losing jobs or reputations based on suspicion, association, or refusal to cooperate, sometimes with little proof. It became a symbol of reckless accusation, guilt by association, and suppression of dissent in the name of national security. McCarthy's influence collapsed after televised hearings in 1954 exposed his tactics, and the Senate formally censured him. Isn't it interesting? First of all, he was right. Second of all, it became
sounds like a narrative. Go ahead.
Well, so it says it became a symbol of reckless accusation. Who does that now against President Trump? Democrats. Guilt by association. Anybody around Trump was guilty of something. And suppression of dissent. Wow, who does that now?
Absolutely. It's the Democrats and the socialists. And Jay, not only was McCarthy right, but now they are using, you probably used Grok there. They used the government narrative, the official narrative of, he did the wrong thing. He was wrong. And this is horrible. And we shouldn't do it again. That is how communist creeps in when they say, there wasn't any communists. It was like the witch scare in the 1500s. Oh yeah. It was like the Satanism scare in the 1980s. It wasn't real. Communism wasn't real. It's not real. That's wrong. Okay. And I believe not just McCarthy, but Robert Kennedy proved it. He proved communism, not just Kennedy, but the biggest one was J. Edgar Hoover. He was the number one that fought against communism. He's the reason America is still America. I don't care how much you hate him. He was the reason America is still free. All right, Jay, we got to go. Let me put on real quick our sponsor, maxassociates.etsy.com, the number one place for USA Pride gifts and patriotic apparel. Scan the QR code at the top right or go to maxassociates.etsy.com. Trust me, guys, it's America 250 right now. Okay, we got the 2026 midterms coming up. You heard it. Democrats and the Democratic Socialists are taking over. We need to show them where we stand. At Max Associates, you will get 20% off your order and free shipping anywhere in the United States. Let's show them where we stand. maxassociates.etsy.com. Also, make sure you check out the book, By Design, The First Black President. Go to secretamericalive.com to order your signed copy, or you can order it on Amazon. Trust me, guys, it has all 5-star reviews. Right now, it's got 11 5-star reviews on Amazon. You do not go check out the reviews for yourself. You do not want to miss this book, secretamericalive.com. Also, make sure you follow us on X, YouTube, Rumble, Kick, Instagram. Secret America TV is the screen name for every single one of those. We are live every weekday at 7 p.m. Make sure you check it out. By the way, Sunday, we have a special episode. Dr. Robert Malone, an exclusive interview with him in his first show since returning from Israel. This is his first show since he's returning from his trip to Israel. He's got a lot to say about that. We're going to talk about his trip to Israel. We're going to talk about the Fauci hearings. We're going to talk about COVID origins, medical freedom, and chemtrails. Last time he was on the show, we asked him about chemtrails, but we had to end the show. We didn't get the answers. This time we will. This Sunday, August 2nd at 9 a.m. Eastern. Be right here. Don't miss it. Secret America. Robert Malone. Dr. Robert Malone. All right, Jay, I think we've solved all the problems we can for one day. So for Jay Gatling, I am Jack Danger. Thank you guys. Did you want to say something, Jay? I'm sorry.
No, we're good. No, I was just giving my final salute.
Oh, I saw you grab the mic. I thought you wanted to say something.
No.
Okay. No problem. All right. So for Jay Gatling, I am Jack Danger. Thank you for watching Secret America.
You've been listening to Secret America.